Hi, I'm Daisy Bell, and I hope that you're all well. Thanks for joining us today. I'm really privileged to be chatting to a really fantastic inspiration. She's no stranger to a world record either, and has not only set a world record for a 200-metre relay in swimming, but also was part of a world record-breaking team for a medley relay. And in the 2020 Summer Paralympics, she won bronze. And to top that all off, she's actually only recently 18. It's Toni Shaw. Hi, Toni.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And we're going to start right at the beginning here because I want to hear it all. And we've only got a short amount of time, but let's start from the beginning. What were your earliest memories of being introduced to sport? Where did it all start?
Well, actually, surprisingly enough, I did start with swimming. It's the first sport I tried. Like my parents took me as a baby, to the child and parent classes, and then with my sister, I just joined the normal learning to swim lessons, and um, I did lots of other sports along the way. Like I tried them at school. So I did netball, I did running, did a bit of hockey. Not gonna lie, I wasn't the best at them, but I did really enjoy them. And then from then onwards, I just stuck with swimming.
And when did you realise then that you were actually maybe a better than average swimmer? When did you realise that you wanted to take it really seriously?
I think once I'd finished my lessons, like I said, I did them with my sister. Um, the instructor just asked me if I wanted to join a club, do a few more sessions a week, and I was obviously said yes because I loved it. And I think the competition between me and my sister, I was a little bit faster, so I think that definitely um made me want to keep going.
Healthy competition, it's never a bad thing, is it? Now, you're obviously very passionate about swimming yourself, but I know that you're also quite passionate about children learning to swim anyway as a key life skill. So, would you encourage those watching to kind of encourage their children to learn to swim as a general life skill anyway?
Yeah, definitely. I think learning to swim, even just so you know how to swim, is so important. Like I said, I was in the mainstream lessons, so even if you have some sort of impairment, you can go along to the lessons, and I'm sure they can adapt it for you. That's what my parents did, and um, I really enjoyed it. I absolutely loved the lessons, and just being in the water and learning to be safe. It's such an important life skill. So yeah, I definitely recommend.
Well, it's great to see how passionate you are about it. You just mentioned adaptations there. So, when you were learning to swim, or maybe in sports generally when you were younger, what adaptations did you have to make?
Um, I think they just try and make sure you feel safe and comfortable. So they'd always ask "Is this okay? Are you struggling with this?" So I did netball for a while, and um, the catching and stuff. They'd always make sure that I was okay, and I was totally fine. There wasn't many things I needed to change. I could do pretty much everything, but just knowing that they could change it for me made me feel a lot more comfortable. And I know anyone else trying any other sports, just know that the people who are coaching the session or taking the session will try and help you as much as you can if you're struggling with anything.
So you seem to have had quite a good kind of support around you then from a very young age.
Yeah, definitely. Every sport I've tried, no matter if it's through a para kind of sports side or just clubs at school, everyone's so supportive. And I think you just need to try it to see how it is, because if you go in with doubts or worries, you might not give it 100%, or you might not even try it. So I definitely think try everything that you're interested in.
Yeah, I know a few other Paralympians have always said kind of try lots of different sports and find your one. Do you still find that you play other sports in your spare time?
Yeah, every so often I do maybe a little bit of running, or play a little bit of netball, something like that. But that's definitely just a bit of fun, like something else to do. I'm not so skilled at the other sports, not really a runner or that good at netball, but they're definitely good fun.
And what do you think was your biggest challenge as a child growing up? What would you say it
Um,
was?
I think maybe just like being nervous of new situations, new people. Obviously you're comfortable with the people you know. Um, they all know that I have one hand, but maybe going into a big group of new people, maybe I'd be a bit scared, so I'd like hide it or something. But they're gonna find out, and they're not. You think they might care, but they're really not gonna care. They're probably not even gonna notice. So I think just go in knowing that you're probably thinking about it a lot more than they're going to be thinking about it. So don't be worried, don't hide it. Just go in there and yeah.
And has that got better as you've got older, right? I'm assuming that you're at a point now in your life where you're super proud of it and you don't feel like you have to hide it from anyone. Would you say that's right?
Yeah, definitely. Now like and for like quite a lot of years, like I'm not bothered by it at all anymore. And I know that other people aren't either. So I think it's just when you're younger you might think like that because there's not as many other people the same as you. But when you get older you realise it's not a big thing at all.
Absolutely. That's really great to hear. So then what would you say has been your biggest challenge maybe as an adult or as you've grown into a sports professional?
Um I'm not actually too sure. Um, I think just because I've grown up like this my whole life, most things that have kind of may have been a challenge I've kind of worked around. So yeah, I'm not too sure.
Well, that's probably a good thing if something quite big has popped to mind. How did you find out about Reach?
So my parents have been involved in it literally since I was born. They received the magazines, and then when I got a bit older, I'd see the magazines as well. And I just always thought they were great. There's so many inspiring stories in them. I always loved reading them. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, it's always important to kind of have that support. And do you get good support from the para team? How do they kind of help you when you're out there training or out there competing?
Yeah, they're really supportive. They've made me like a prosthetic hand for in the gym. Like I've never really used one before growing up. I think I had one when I was very young, but I haven't worn one for years. And they made me one, which was pretty awesome. Like so I could do different exercise. Yeah, so they provide a lot of support.
Yeah, so I saw that you've actually only recently started using the Carbofiber prosthetic in 2019. So have you found that that's really enhanced your training a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. Like things in the gym, like pull ups and push ups, which I could do before just with different adaptations, maybe not quite as well. Now I can do them so much better, and I'm so lucky to have had it made, and it is incredible.
Was it quite hard getting used to it at first? Because obviously, I guess you've come quite a long. You've what 16 years without kind of using one, or 17 years. What was that like?
Yeah, it was definitely a bit strange. I was like, whoa, I can do this and this, things which I couldn't do before I could do now, but I got used to using it pretty quickly, and it was just great.
And do you use it socially as well, or do you use it purely as a tool for utility reasons?
Yeah, I just use it for like the gym and stuff. I never wear it when I'm just walking around and stuff like that.
So then I think a big question is why do you think you've been so successful? You're so young as well to be where you are. You must have such kind of a huge willingness and drive naturally in you. Why do you think you're this successful at such a young age?
I mean, thank you very much. I think well, obviously I love swimming, and I'm quite a competitive person, so I always want to, do better, not just against other people, but for myself, and also having like so much support from my family and friends, and also reach. I think that's definitely gone a long way. Like without all those other people, like I might not even have gone swimming. So, it's definitely down to like other people as well.
And a little later, we've got a really nice video of you reading quite an inspirational story. Do you think that this new wave of children's books helping to normalise limb difference is making a difference and is helping to like break any stigmas or confusion anyone might have?
Yeah, definitely. I think it will just help other children maybe realise that there are other children with these limb differences and stuff. So when they see it, they're not going to be shocked. So I think the book, the one I was reading, I absolutely loved it. Maybe it wasn't for my age, but I loved reading it, and I thought it was an amazing book.
No, absolutely, yeah. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of Reach children watching this that are very inspired by you. What advice would you give to any children watching if they do want to be a Paralympian one day, or even just want to kind of try out a new sport and maybe they're a little bit worried or anxious?
I just say give it a go. Absolutely everything. Just try it out. And I know you might be nervous at the start, but I'm sure after the first time you've been, maybe even in the first 10 minutes, all your nerves are going to have gone away and you're probably going to end up loving it. So I think just give absolutely everything a go. Don't be nervous. Don't be scared to ask questions if you're struggling or unsure about anything. And yeah, just try everything.
And from your experience in the Summer Paralympics, what memory do you cherish the most? Have you got a standout memory from your time competing there?
I think definitely the team, like everybody there, they were just so lovely. Like after every race, even if it was good or bad, we'd all come together, we'd all be cheering each other on. And I was in some relays, and they were just so like the team was so close, and it was so special to be a part of that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Do you all kind of will you meet up in between competing again, or yeah, is there like a WhatsApp group?
Yeah, yeah, we message each other like throughout the year and stuff, and
Oh,
we usually only see each other through swimming, but we did go to like this event thing in London. We were like, whoa, like we're in normal clothes, like we were all dressed up. We were like, this is so weird. Like we're not in like our swimming clothes with like wet hair and stuff.
absolutely. I can imagine that's so strange actually when you're seeing them training or competing. And finally, Toni, because of course you just touched on it there, your kind of normal everyday life that you have outside of sports. I think it is important to highlight that I'm sure you do lots of wonderful things outside of your swimming as well. So who are you outside of this kind of professional athlete world? What do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
Absolutely love shopping and baking. Like they're my two things that I love to do. Um, and I've just moved away from home to uni, so I'm doing business, so I try to do a bit of that as well. But yeah, that's kind of shopping, baking, Netflix. Nothing that exciting, but the kind of things I like to do, and seeing my friends and all those kind of things.
Oh, well, Toni, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been great
Thank
chatting,
you.
and we're really excited to keep following your journey here at Reach.
Oh, thank you so much.